You got a permit to look that sexy, man?
Hey. What are you doing here?
I had to stop by the community center, pick up the Cory platters.
You know, it was really nice to see your family to feed all those people on Thanksgiving.
Well, it was really nice. You and I got to spend a whole afternoon together.
You want to go for a second? Excuse me. Excuse me. What are we doing with the picnic hamper?
Guess you caught me. The real reason I came down here was to do this.
Ryan, it was just a few hours ago. I was swearing to Grant that I was going to have an abortion, that anything not to be pregnant,
Look,
you know, but...
Shh, it's okay. Look, Vic, you gotta get your rest, okay?
I want this baby.
Ms. Gallant, did your daughter drink excessively the night of her alleged rape?
I don't see how that's relevant, Your Honor.
The witness will answer the question.
I don't know. Maybe.
Would you say she had more than one cocktail that night?
Perhaps.
How many? 3, maybe 4?
I couldn't say.
Would it surprise you to know that according to the bartender, Ms. Devon consumed 2 margaritas and 3 martinis that night at Sassy's prior to her alleged attack?
Objection, I don't care
Your
if she
Honor.
had 15 drinks. What difference could that
The
make?
counsel knows he cannot introduce testimony not in evidence.
Your Honor, I submit that Ms. Devon was in no condition to attest to the events of that evening because she was too
You
drunk.
weren't there, Cass. You have no idea what state my
Ms.
daughter
Gallant,
was in.
Isn't it true that the plaintiff waited until the next morning before filing a police report?
Objection!
There
Overruled.
were reasons why
The
she
witness
waited.
is requested to give a yes or no answer.
I'm only trying to
The truth is,
explain.
Ms. Devon didn't report the alleged incident until 10 hours later because she didn't think she had a case, did she?
I know that she was trying to process
Even your own
everything that
daughter,
happened to her.
the alleged
She was
victim,
very shaken.
realized that whatever happened to her that night might not have been rape.
I will have order in this court.
Want this baby now?
Wait a minute. I know you probably think I'm nuts, and I don't blame you if you want to just bail out.
No,
but
Vicky, look, I told you that I would stand by you no matter what decision you made. I love you. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, my head.
Sorry.
What is wrong with
You, well, you kind of scared us. You had an accident.
What do you mean? What happened?
Well, you completely totaled your car, gave yourself a pretty nasty bump on the head.
How long was I out?
Well, you know, all last night, all this morning. Missed you.
You must have been so worried.
Yeah, you know, I'm fine. A little white-knuckled.
And wait a minute. What about Stephen? Who's
Stephen's
picking up-
fine. Stephen's fine. He's with Bridget. John called her up and told him that you're okay.
Mom and Marley.
Mom is Donna. Donna is outside, and Marley stayed the night. She wanted to stay longer, but she had to go to work. Hey, Vic, are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I was just thinking about Grant and what he said.
So, Vicky, you need your rest.
No.
Vicky, I don't
can't
want you to
rest.
upset yourself.
Listen, he told me that he would do anything to stop me from having an abortion. Do you understand what I'm saying? He said he would have detectives follow me day and night. I mean, it was like my worst nightmare from our marriage.
Vicky, he cannot. I'm not going to let him hurt you.
Ryan, he wants this baby.
What did he say to you?
He just told me what a terrible mother I'd be for him, and was for even considering having this abortion. I'm afraid he's going to try to take this baby away from me.
No, he won't. I won't let him do
You
that.
don't
I
know
promise
that. You didn't see the look in his face. That cold, hard look he gets on his face when he when he's trying to control everything.
Vicky, he is not going to control you anymore.
He just made me so mad, you know. I was at Tops, and I was upset. I stormed out, and I know I was driving too fast.
Shh, Vicky.
You don't think that I tried to do that on purpose?
No, of course not,
Because
Vicky.
I didn't. I wasn't trying to
Vicky,
kill
Vicky,
myself.
calm
I
down.
wasn't
That's
trying
not,
to hurt
Vicky,
the child.
that's not what I was thinking.
Oh, my God, that's what Grant's gonna think.
Where do you think you're going?
I'm going to see my wife.
Over my dead body.
Now, let me tell you something. Just because I am being nice to you does not mean I am coming on to you. If I was coming on to you, believe me, you'd know it.
Break. You're the kind of guy who doesn't feel like a man unless you have a woman on your arm. You always need a conquest.
What brought this on?
Admit it, Jake. Every woman is a challenge to you. I mean, you just don't give up until you can carve another notch on your bedpost.
You know,
It's so
you're
sad.
starting to sound a little paranoid, Amanda.
Let's lay down some ground rules, shall we? No more flowers, no more kisses, no little cute photo ops. You will treat me as a business associate the same way you treat Spencer. You got it?
I mean, I can give you a nice manly hug every time.
Jake,
Look, I know where this is coming from, all right? Your mom took off. You have no idea when she's coming back, so you're taking your frustration out on your friends.
you're obviously a little slow. So let me put this simply so you'll understand. We're not friends anymore, Jake. We're business partners. We may be having some labor problems again.
I think you're ducking the issue.
Naturally, yes, I am concerned about my mother, but she's not the issue here.
Well, here it is, the first edition of Brava. The ink is still hot, and so is the color art.
Publishing's new supercover. Let's see.
Oh! You know, Jake, I've got to hand it to you. You have made a remarkable debut. In fact, in a very short while, you've made quite a name for yourself.
Order! I will have order in this court.
For the record, the prosecution strenuously objects to the defense counsel's line of
I'm
questioning.
trying to uncover the truth, Your
You're
Honor.
trying to justify a crime your own brother committed.
The jury will ignore the witness's unsolicited remarks. Miss Gallant, in my courtroom, you speak only when you're spoken to. Is that understood?
I'm sorry.
Counsel will approach the bench. Mr. Winthrop, where is this line of questioning going?
Your Honor, Ms. Gallant is an expert witness. Her area of expertise is in describing human behavior.
The state did not call her as an expert. We called Ms. Gallant as the victim's mother.
She is also a prize-winning novelist with a proven eye for detail. Surely she can attest to the complainant's mental state and level of intoxication.
The testimony is irrelevant. Whether the victim was drunk or not doesn't change the fact that she was raped.
Your Honor, the testimony goes to complainant's character. The prosecution used this witness to establish that Ms. Devon was a trustworthy woman, incapable of telling a lie. However, defense will show that Lorna Devon was in no condition whatsoever to judge the veracity of any of the details she described that night. She was so inebriated.
Counsel may continue this line of questioning.
I request that my objection remain on the record.
So ruled. You may proceed, Counselor.
Thank you. Ms. Gallant, was Lorna Devon drunk the night of her alleged rape? I would ask the witness to reply for the record, verbally.
Yes, she was drunk.
And did she wait until the next morning before reporting the alleged incident?
This was not an alleged incident. She was
Answer
raped.
yes or no.
Yes, she was. But I took
No
her to a
further
hospital.
questions.
You know, I just wish my father was alive to see this. He always told me that I'd wind up nothing more than a bum.
Bum is not the word that anyone is going to associate with Jake McKinnon after today.
What do you think about laminating the cover? Or even blowing the cover up to life size and putting a copy of it in the office?
Well, that should get attention.
Yeah, because, I mean, this is really my first issue as chairman.
Co-chair.
Yeah, Amanda. We're both on the cover there, so let's see it. Come on. Introducing the Dream Team, the future of Corey Publishing. Amanda Corey and...
Eye-catching, isn't it? Amanda Corey and Jerk McKinnon? jerk McKinnon?
You did this, Iris.
No, actually, you did it, Jake.
I'm just gonna kill you with my bare hands.
No, wait. Iris, will you please explain this?
Everyone who saw the mock-up questioned the typo, myself included. But Jake was so preoccupied with changing the cover that he just signed off the blues. And as co-chairman, of course, he had final approval. I tried to warn him to read the blues carefully, but he wouldn't listen to me.
You set this up, Iris. This was your idea.
I thought it was your idea of some sort of an inside joke or
You
something.
think I would put my name as jerk on the cover of a national magazine as a joke?
Well, I mean, it shows our commitment, doesn't it, to honest reporting.
Give me a gun, Amanda.
Are you going to shoot yourself, Jake?
You wish.
All right. Would you two please stop it? Now, did this issue go to press?
As soon as Jake approved the blues, I couldn't stop
Wait a
it.
minute, you were gonna publish this nationally?
Internationally. You are now an international jerk, Jake.
All right, Iris. If you got this typo, you could have stopped it, right?
Truthfully, I could have brought it to your attention. But don't you remember? The little people, like me, we never questioned the big jerk, ever.
You're fired.
No, Vicky, look, you were not trying to kill yourself or the baby. Look, the accident report said that you had, well, that there were skid marks that were 60 feet long. You were trying to stop yourself when you had your accident.
Well, at least the baby wasn't hurt, right? My baby. It's just... Before, it didn't feel like it was mine, you know? Like... I don't know, it was just some kind of problem to be dealt with, but it didn't feel like it was a part of me. And then, you know, when I realized I could have miscarried, everything changed. I don't want anything to happen to this baby, Ryan. Ryan, baby's all right, isn't it? Ryan,
They're not sure yet, Vic.
what do you mean? What are you saying?
When you didn't regain consciousness last night, the doctors...
No.
The doctors were concerned. They didn't necessarily know if the baby was going to make it.
Right, but I'm conscious now. I'm fine, right? So the baby has to be fine too, right? Please.
Vicky, it's
I
okay.
can't lose this baby, Ryan.
Vicky, it's all right.
Grant, stop it. I'm sorry. I tried to keep him out.
You're awake.
Thank God she's awake.
How are you,
She's
Victoria?
fine, Grant.
And what about the baby?
Your Honor, if I could have a chance to speak.
You'll have a chance to speak to the matron in the county jail if you don't control your outbursts.
Request permission
Oh,
to
you
redirect.
really had her on the ropes. That was great.
Agreed.
Forgive me if I don't feel like gloating.
Have you ever been drunk, Miss Gallant?
Yes.
In fact, you had a drinking problem, and you've been in treatment. Is that not correct?
Objection, Your Honor, irrelevant.
Overruled. I'll give the district attorney some leeway. The witness may answer.
Yes. I'm a recovering alcoholic.
During those times when you were drinking, had you ever suffered any severe physical or emotional trauma while intoxicated?
Yes.
And what was that experience like?
It was a very sobering one.
On the night in question when your daughter came to your apartment, was she incoherent?
No.
Was her speech slurred?
No.
How would you characterize the manner in which she told you her story?
She was very upset. But her mind was clear enough to know exactly what happened and who was responsible for it. Whatever pain she was in, it had nothing to do with alcohol.
And what did you do after she
I
told
took
you?
her to the hospital, where she was examined by Dr. Kelsey Harrison, and there was no doubt that it was rape.
Objection, Your Honor,
No
please.
further questions.
Witness may step down. The court will recess 1 hour for lunch.
All rise.
You are disgusting.
You don't let her get to you, Cass. You were great up there.
Kid, give me one good reason why I shouldn't knock your teeth in.
Good?
Delicious. Not the usual curry, watercress, and cucumber. It's certainly better than jail food.
Oh, when does the guard come by to check up on you?
Maybe a couple of hours. You realize they have 6 guys on work release on this project?
Yeah. It's weird, you know, we sit here having a picnic and I almost forget.
I don't. Well, maybe briefly. It's funny, you know, I'll be working away, not really thinking of anything. Sometimes even feeling happy. Why shouldn't I be? I have a job. I have 3 meals a day. I have a beautiful woman in my life. You know, it hits me.
What?
That I won't be going home to her. Somebody in a uniform is going to come and pick me up and take me back and put me behind those bars again.
Ian.
I know. I'm a lucky dog. I'm a lucky dog just to be able to get out during the day.
I wasn't going to say that. I was thinking back when we were down here at the docks before, feeling kind of responsible.
You shouldn't blame yourself for that.
Ian, if I hadn't double-crossed you that night, you'd gotten away scot-free and not spent a day in jail.
And I wouldn't have found out the secret to my father's research. Do you remember us talking about destiny?
You can't be thinking that you were destined to go to jail.
No, maybe this is the price I have to pay for being so single-minded.
Well, it's only temporary. You have to hold on to that. Look, here, Rick, I want to show you something.
What?
On my calendar, carry it with me, always. Everywhere I go. Here. See that date with a red star? That's the day you finish your work release program. You'll be totally free.
Then what?
Then you can do anything you want. Start a whole new life.
I feel another offer of the D&M loft coming up.
No way. I am not making any plans for your future. I learned my lesson there.
Some future. I'll be an unemployed ex-con.
Well, we'll leave the prison record off your resume.
Do I need a resume for a lawnmower and for planting shrubs?
You're also an expert on the rainforest and natural healing.
I'll become a medicine man.
I'd let you take care of me.
I'm not too sure your insurance company would be happy with that.
Ian, the point is you have all kinds of untapped potential. You're great looking, sexy, smart, charming, and personable. You could have any career you want.
Like what?
Like, say, sales.
Sales?
Yes! You'd be a natural. Who could resist your sales pitch?
Lady, I'd like to sell you a kiss.
Sorry, not interested.
Well, there goes my sales career, doesn't it?
I wanted to see your hard sell.
My hard sell? Well, this kiss comes guaranteed. Satisfaction or your money back.
I'm so glad you're
Have they
all
performed the necessary tests to make sure this baby is all right?
Look, why don't you just let me worry about the
Somebody
baby,
has to be
all right?
concerned
All right,
about
let's
the
all
status.
calm
Helping
down.
anything.
Calm down.
If Vicky continues to be upset, then that's not going to help the baby, now is it?
Fine. I'll just go to find Dr. Ziv.
That won't be necessary. Victoria, I'm glad to see you rejoined us.
Come on, Grant, let's wait
We need to
outside.
check the status of my wife's pregnancy as soon as possible.
I've already ordered the test. Now can I examine my patient?
If you don't mind, I'd like my mother to stay here with me, please.
As soon as you know any news of the baby, please let me know.
Yes, Victoria will be the first to know. Now, may I have some privacy?
Grant, let's go. Listen, Grant, I'm sure you've got an awful lot of important things, so you don't have to wait around here anymore.
Ryan, nothing is more important to me than the life of my child.
Yeah, well, we certainly don't need you here attacking everyone.
I'm not going on an attack, Ryan. As a matter of fact, I want to thank you.
Why did you run off like that last night?
I couldn't handle it. I was scared. I thought that you and Frankie were turning against me.
What on earth would give you that idea?
The way you both defended Felicia's motives for coming over last night? I figured at that point water was thicker than blood. If I couldn't count on my own brother being on my side, what's the use, Cass?
Felicia being there last night meant a great deal to me. But I have to confess that I wondered the same thing myself. But would I be here if I didn't care about you, if I wasn't on your damn side?
Oh, yeah, I see that. I see that now. It's okay, I get it. And I know what it cost you to grill Felicia over the coals like you did today. I know.
Just don't run away again, you understand me?
Deal. Deal.
What made you change your mind anyway? Why did you come back?
I realized that going away, well, everyone would remember me as a rapist. And the only way of getting them to believe me is showing the jury the truth.
Well, before you get to testifying in your own defense, a lot of people are going to take shots at your character. I hope you're wearing your flight jacket.
I'll be okay, I can handle it.
The prosecution is about to put your reputation on a spit and turn up the fire.
Thank God I've got the best attorney in town.
Kid, there's something I haven't had a chance to tell you yet. The DA has some new evidence that could really hurt us.
Court will reconvene.
Here we go. Come on.
You want to thank me, Grant? No, I don't think so.
Damn it, Ryan. I am trying to do the right thing
Yeah, well,
here.
it's a little late for that, Grant. What, do you think you can walk into everybody's lives, wreak havoc, and then just say thanks for understanding?
I guess I never expected you to be on my side, which is what makes what you did even more astounding.
Okay, Grant, I'll bite. What did I do that so astounded you?
You told me the truth, Ryan.
About Vicky's baby.
I will always appreciate the chance you gave me.
What, a chance to file a lawsuit? A chance to slap a restraining order on Vicky?
Ryan, you gave me the opportunity to speak on behalf of my child. You gave me the chance to be a father.
Right, well, that's an opportunity that I will always live to regret.
I'm not sure I would have done the same thing had I been in your shoes. I know I wouldn't have. I guess that's the difference between us.
No. There's a lot of other differences between us, Grant. You see, one of the differences is that you'll always put your own self-interests above those that you care about. That's why your marriage failed, and that's why you would have made an awful father.
That is unfair and untrue.
No, I don't think so. What I said about you earlier, I was wrong. Vicky knew you. She knew that you would manipulate the entire situation. She knew that she couldn't trust you. She knew that you would try and take that baby from her.
Dr. Ziff has to wait for the results of the test before we know anything about the baby. Now, don't you think it would be in the best interest of Victoria if you could call a truce and stop fighting?
Yeah, sure. Just keep this man away from me.
What's going on now?
Oh, nothing. Just an extraordinary display of arrogance and self-righteousness. Courtesy of my half-brother.
No message. I'll track him down myself, thank you. Would you stop trying to find Grant? Jake has just fired me. Relax, Iris. Jake can't make a unilateral decision without my approval. Oh, you're right. You're right, so I've still got my job and my seat on the board.
After this cover story on Jerk McKinnon, you deserve a big fat raise.
I promise you won't say anything about you know what.
No, it'll be our little secret.
Glad you guys think this is funny. I just talked to distribution. They've already shipped this issue of Bravo.
Well, welcome to your 15 minutes of fame, Jake. Or should I say jerk? Well, sorry I can't stay to referee, but I have a very busy afternoon.
What are you talking about, Amanda? You can't leave in the middle of a crisis.
This is your crisis, Jake, not mine.
Amanda, stop. I need you.
Jake, I don't blame Amanda for walking out on you.
Shouldn't you be job hunting, Iris? I believe I just gave you your pink slip.
Amanda just rehired me.
But she had no right.
And you had no right to fire me in the first place. You might have been able to push Rachel out, but you're not getting rid of me.
Let me tell you something. I know what you're doing. You're trying to undermine my leadership. You'd like to see me crash and burn with Amanda so you can take over the whole enchilada.
That's nonsense.
Matter of fact, you tried to take over Corey once before. Didn't you and your father have a little falling out right before he died when you tried to muscle in on his empire?
You're a little snake.
Yeah, is that right? Let me tell you something, Iris. It didn't work then, and it's not going to work now because you are a loser.
You'll see who the loser is when you become the laughingstock of the publishing world.
Right? Well, don't count me out because I'm going to take Corey farther than you, Rachel, or your father.
If you don't destroy it in the first place.
Along with her statement, were the standard police photographs taken of the victim?
Yes.
Your Honor, I ask that these photographs be entered into evidence.
Mr. Winthrop?
Yes, defense has no objection, Your Honor.
Bailiff, please show this evidence to the jury.
Ladies and gentlemen, please note the severe bruises on the victim's inner arms. Detective Wager, did Ms. Devon give you a detailed description of her attacker?
Yes, in fact, I was impressed with how specific her memory was of the man who molested her.
And does the defendant, Morgan Winthrop, meet her description?
Yes, he does.
Objection calls for a conclusion by the witness.
I'll reword the question. Is the man that you arrested as a result of the description the victim gave you and your investigation in this courtroom?
Yes, he is the defendant, Morgan Winthrop.
Thank you, Detective. No further questions.
Mr. Winthrop, will you cross-examine?
We have no questions at this time, Your Honor, but we reserve the right to recall the witness later.
Agreed. You may stand down, Detective Wager. And thank you. Miss Kramer?
Prosecution calls Victor Rodriguez.
Why didn't you cross-examine that cop?
Because there was nothing in her testimony to refute.
Whole truth and nothing.
Has Rodriguez got the new evidence you're so worried about?
I'm afraid so.
So, how's that space next to tonight's chicken looking?
We're not sure the baby will make it.
I'm sorry. Listen, I've heard some rumors about you circulating among the press, and I hope they're not true.
What have you heard?
You got a court order enjoining Vicky from terminating her pregnancy?
Yeah, you heard right.
Grant, what were you thinking?
What? I was exercising my legal right as a father.
What about your career in the Senate? Every woman who's been through a bitter divorce is going to want to run you out of office.
I'm not really concerned about that. This is all a matter of principle here.
Well, that's great. You know, I can just see the editorials now. They're going to peg you as paternalistic, political
Amanda,
oppressed,
I was
whatever,
counting
name
on
it.
you to help me change the perception of the media here.
Well, I doubt even Lorna Devon and her PR machine will be able to spin themselves out of this one.
Well, I hope that you will consult with Lorna on this one.
I wouldn't even know how to begin to defend you. I mean, you can't exactly run on a family values platform here,
Amanda,
Grant.
this is the only family I have left. I fail to see the liability in wanting to nurture my own child, in wanting to give it love and security.
By taking a baby away from its mother?
I stopped her from having an abortion. I don't give a damn about the political ramifications, not when the well-being of my child is at stake.
Don't you care at all about Vicky? How's Vicky?
Resting comfortably.
And what about the baby?
Victoria is no longer in danger of miscarrying. Her pregnancy should proceed normally.
Oh, thank God.
Do you enjoy making me lose my beauty sleep?
As long as I get mine. Ouch. Oh, I have spent way too much time in the hospital this year.
Yes, you have.
I must be looking just stunning. Anyway, at least well rested.
Yes, rested. Rested. And I'm going to take away your insurance card unless you promise me to stay out of the hospital for the next 50 years, at least.
I'm afraid I can't do that. Because I'm not going to have this baby at home.
Oh.
So anyway, does that mean am I exempt for
yes.
giving birth?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I guess things worked out for the best after all.
Yeah. Let's just hope Ryan thinks so.
I hate to stop your sales pitch, but I should go.
Why?
I don't want to get you in trouble, and I don't want you spending even one extra day in jail.
That's true. It would give me less time for this.
Oh, you don't make it easy, do you?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you should go.
Okay.
I gotta clean this place up before the foreman and the rest of the workers get back from lunch anyway.
Do you need a hand?
Actually, I think I'll be right. Thank you.
Ian, think fast.
Oh, whoa!
What was that?
I don't know.
Wow.
Looks like some.
Wow.
Looks like somebody's throwing out their kitchen utensils and stuff.
What else is in there?
There's a book there.
Gulliver's Travels. I guess somebody's throwing out all their old stuff.
I don't think so. Look. Somebody actually lives here.
Mr. Rodriguez, could you please describe what you saw that night at Sassy's when Miss Devon met the defendant and his friend?
Well, the two guys came into the bar looking for a good time, drinking, cruising. You could tell by the way they were eyeing all the women they were looking to score.
Objection.
Sustained.
Could you please describe the events that took place after Miss Devon approached the defendant and his friend?
They started buying her drinks. Then after a while, the defendant, Morgan Winthrop, started coming on to her.
Coming on to her in what way?
Kissing her, touching her, doing what I considered to be rather rude sexual advances.
That's not what happened at all. That's quiet.
I took Lorna outside and I tried to talk to her. I told her that she didn't have to let this guy come on to her to prove a point.
And what was her response?
She got angry. She went back into the bar and had another drink, and after a while, asked the defendant and his friend to take her home.
Approximately what time did they leave?
8 o'clock, maybe a few minutes after.
Mr. Rodriguez, did you feel at this time that the victim planned to sleep with the defendant?
No.
Why not?
Oh, if she wanted to go to bed with him, she wouldn't have asked his friend to tag along.
Objection.
Sustained. Miss Kramer, I suggest you pursue another line of questioning.
Mr. Rodriguez, did you have a confrontation with the defendant, Morgan Winthrop, at Sassy's a few weeks after Lorna Devon was raped?
Objection, Your Honor. I fail to see the relevance
Where are
of this
you
line
going
of
with this, Miss Kramer?
The prosecution will prove that the defendant has a great deal of physical strength. Enough strength to hold Miss Devon down, though she fought strenuously to push him off.
As long as the testimony has bearing on the events in the case, you may continue. But don't cross the line.
Mr. Rodriguez, when you saw Morgan Winthrop at Sassy's recently, did the two of you have an altercation?
Yes.
Did it become physical?
Yeah, a few punches were thrown.
Tell us what happened.
Well, when push came to shove, we went at it. Now, I have to tell you that I grew up in a tough neighborhood and have had my share of fights. I mean, I can handle myself. But he had me pinned in some kind of hold that was tough to break.
Can you describe this hold?
Yeah, he grabbed me here, on both arms. On the floor, he held me down with quite a bit of force.
You were totally immobilized?
I hate to admit it, but he had me down, and I am no 90-pound weakling.
After your fight with Morgan Winthrop, did you notice any bruises on your arms?
Yeah, really bad ones from where he had grabbed me.
And as requested from the district attorney's office, did you have the police photograph these injuries?
Yes, I did.
Your Honor, I ask permission to enter into evidence the photos Mr. Rodriguez had taken of his bruised arms.
Defense objects vigorously, Your Honor.
Overruled. Bailiff, if you please. The jury will examine the evidence.
Ladies and gentlemen, please note that the bruises on Lorna Devon's arms closely resemble those bruises Mr. Rodriguez suffered at the hands of Morgan Winter.
That lousy son of a... I told you fighting it was a mistake. My mistake was not finishing Marty.
What do you hope to gain in fighting with Vicky like this? You can't actually believe you're going to get her back, do you?
No, I'm doing this for the child. And more than anything, I just want to be a father.
Grant, I know what it's like to love a child. Nothing in my life is more important to me than Allie. But I know the pain she's been through because her parents are divorced.
I'm determined to settle this custody issue before the child is born.
Your heart is really in this, isn't it?
Amanda, after a very bleak time in my life, this is like a rare and unexpected gift. I will do anything to make myself a good father.
I'm sure you will be. But if you force Vicky to have this child, it's going to be an endless tug of war between the both of you.
She didn't even want the baby. And I will do whatever is necessary to make that up to my child.
Are you sure you want to do this?
When I found out this baby was going to be all right, I was so relieved. I mean, it was like it was really a part of me. I need to know you're with me. That it's okay with you.
Hey, have you listened to anything I have said? You?
What?
I love you, Vicky Hudson. And I will support whatever decision you make for you and for your baby.
So we can do this.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter what bombs Grant throws at us. We're just going to make sure they blow up in his face.
You won't
right?
even know what hit him.
So we'll do this together. We'll be a real family. Right?
I'll be right there.
Where do you think you're going, Jim?
Listen, Vicky Hudson just got in a car accident. She's a Bay City general. She just regained consciousness.